Welcome. My name's Melanie Eadie, and it's such a privilege to be participating in this service and to welcome you here. We also welcome those who are joining us via live streaming. We're here to remember, to honour and to celebrate the life of Katya Gunn. We are also here to say goodbye and to bring comfort and support to her family and to each other. Following the service, you're warmly invited together for a time of refreshments and further remembering, and this is going to be in the lounge, which is adjacent to the chapel. The earthly part of Katya's life ended peacefully at home last Thursday. Katya was 49 years of age and had bravely fought a difficult battle with her health. For us, this can be a time of mixed emotions. The sense of loss and grief that Katya is no longer here and that she was too young to not be here. There can also be a sense of gratitude that she's been released from that tough battle. And there is the important thankfulness for the caring, talented, loving person she was, your connection to her and those valued memories that exist. Today we're here for Katya, united in a common bond of love and care for her. Our hearts and thoughts are also especially with you, Derek, and Arthur, Zena, Doon and Stan, and Brian. We also think of Brian's family, Tash, Isaac, and Orlando. Katya was important to each of you in different and very special ways, to her family members, colleagues, students, and friends. Each of you here has precious and unique memories of the ways that your life connected with hers. Thank you to those who have travelled to be here, and we also think of those who would like to be here but are unable to at this time. Thank you all for your presence here today. May being together be a comfort to each of you. When someone has died, it is difficult to know what to say, and you ask yourself, what use are words? When there is pain and suffering, we long to bring comfort, to soothe the sorrow of those we love, and to be helpful in some way. When I met together with Katya's family, I heard of the very beautiful, symbolic and practical ways that you, her faithful friends and family, have lovingly gathered around Katya. Her family wished to express their gratitude to all who have cared for, supported and encouraged her and brought her joy, even in the face of such difficulty. For the past 26 months, up until last Thursday, every day, there was a uniquely decorated heart in the letterbox. Thank you to Nairi and special friends for these many faithful, heart-shaped, heartfelt deliveries. Thanks also to Helen and Gretchen, who wanted to keep her covered with love, skillfully stitched into a quilt. Thanks also to the medical people for their dedicated care, including the Otago Community Hospice, the excellent carers of the RDNS, the skilled district nurses, and the staff of the oncology department, especially Lyndall Kelly and Louise Bremer. Katya's caring, calm and friendly nature, along with her outstanding abilities as a doctor, cook, gardener, artist and a needlepoint, create a most inspiring person. When someone so loving and capable, who has so much to enjoy and live for, is no longer here, it makes no earthly sense. Grief and heartache can seem unbearable, and yet somehow we seem to get through it. It bears witness to the depths of our love. Nothing can detract from the closeness, the special times and happiness that you shared with Katya. Nothing can alter your love for her and her love for you. Katya is deeply loved by many. Although Katya's physical presence is no longer with us, the one-of-a-kind vibrancy of her love and life and many gifts shines on in stellar ways within your hearts and minds and throughout this land and beyond. Derek, Katya's husband, will now come and read a poem that she especially liked. Katya especially loved the poem Death Be Not Proud by John Donne. As Zena has said, the people that Katya interacted with became her friends. She engaged with people in meaningful ways as she cared for, cured, taught, fed, equipped and appreciated them. It's an honour to now share some of the stories from Katya's life with you on behalf of her family. Katya was born in Christchurch on the 28th of April 1966. She and her parents, Stan and Doon Woods, and her brother Brian travelled widely. She was educated in schools in Ireland, Fiji, England, Canada, Libya, Malta and New Zealand. The diversity of the places Katya experienced made her intensely culturally aware and very sensitive to others. It's here in Dunedin, when Katya was 18, that she met 22-year-old Derek. The story has it that Katya was at the top of a list of women needing partners for the Knox Winter Ball. They were ordered by height. And Derek, he chose the tallest. She and Derek were both studying at the University of Otago. Katya was living at Knox College, Derek flatting. They went to the ball together and their relationship developed, leading to the celebration of their wedding day. Katya and Derek were married in Auckland at Derek's home on the 10th of January, 29 years ago. Katya completed a degree in zoology and then a medical degree. During her time at medical school, she and Derek were blessed by the arrivals of their children, Arthur and then Zena. Katya put her studies on hold for a year for each of them. They later went along with their mother to study at the library and also attended lectures. Along with working and studying, the young family managed to do a lot of tramping and climbing, including Mount St. Bathans, Kakanui, and Mount Sebastopol. Katya enjoyed telling the story of tramping the Kepler track and people's admiration of Derek's strength, carrying Arthur on his back, while she carried the tent and 20 kgs of nappies. Another memorable adventure was at one of the glacier lakes when young Arthur jumped out onto a drifting iceberg and wanted to plant a flag on it. Doon remembers when she came to help and her daughter, the mother of 2 young children, would be studying at 2 a.m. Derek's mum, Tanya, who was Professor of Paediatrics in Auckland, expressed her admiration for Katya and the exam results she achieved at this time. Katya was very conscientious and never jumped to a diagnosis. She was also very good at picking up what was wrong from the symptoms that people had. Working in the area of sexual health, she used to say, "I've seen some tats in very strange places." Katya also interviewed and assessed many doctors from overseas applying to work here. One of the family's great highlights was moving to London Street. Katya loved the beauty of the garden, the fun and companionship of the dogs and the chooks. She took pleasure in taking a basket to pick raspberries, beans and peas. She was very environmentally aware with food and organics. They engaged Brent Mackenzie to help with their beautiful garden, and he soon became a good friend. Brent remembers sending a text to let her know he wasn't well one day, and the next thing he knew, she and Zena were at the front step with lemon and ginger cordial. Exotic culinary skills were another of Katya's many attributes, and she taught these to Zena. Katya was also very caring to absolutely everyone and had a gift for bringing people in, so you never felt that you didn't belong. If Arthur's friend Cameron was there at 6, she'd say, "You're staying for dinner." If someone broke a glass, it wouldn't be a bother, and she'd simply say, "Get him another glass." Katya never complained or got angry, but she did know how to give a stern look with her big blue eyes. Arthur and Cameron have been friends for nearly 20 years, and they were not always good when they were young. Once they made gunpowder, but still no screaming or yelling from Katya. Helping and healing others was what she naturally did. After being hit by a car, Cameron was invited to move in and stayed for 2 months while he recovered. He said it was amazing how she knew exactly who to see about what. When her father-in-law lived in Albert Town, she drove there every week, cleaned his house, did his shopping, took him to the doctor, and then for coffee. When Bernie became more ill, she took him into her home without hesitation. Katya talked about the things that she and her friend Peter had gotten up to as medical students. She had her own sense of humour, and within her blog, she has well-selected quotes. For example, "It is of intense interest to note that while some dolphins are reported to have learned English, up to 50 words used in correct context, no human being has been reported to have learned Dolphinese." It's Carl Sagan. And "Laughter and tears are both responses to frustration and exhaustion. I myself prefer to laugh, since there is less cleaning up to do afterward." Kurt Vonnegut. And lastly, outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. Groucho Marx. Katya's vibrant nature, clever mind, and stature were also expressed in how she dressed. As a student, high heels were helpful for rising above an intimidating professor renowned for being tough. Cameron's parents recalled the first time they met Derek and Katya and noticed what a loving couple they were. And they also remember that Katya was wearing a red skirt. As Doon noted, she had to have bright colours. She was a tropical bird. Needlepoint and detailed beadwork are things that Katya became very well known for. Each year, she and Zena taught classes in Wanaka that filled quickly, and she couldn't keep up with the additional requests to teach. Her work has been included in a list of exhibitions, demonstrations, and publications, including the World of Wearable Arts, Dunedin Crafts Council selection shown in Japan, the Dunedin Public Art Gallery, and the Australian Textile Fibre Forum magazine. Katya attended a course at the Royal School of Needlepoint in Hampton Court Palace, and in 2000 she received funding to attend an advanced beading class with renowned American bead sculptor David Chatt. Katya mastered several very difficult and intricate beading techniques that very few people know. Terrible headaches that Katya suffered from for years led to the discovery of a brain tumour. A biopsy left her partially paralysed on her left-hand side, a cruel blow as she was left-handed. Despite the diagnosis, she proceeded with the beading classes that had been pre-arranged. She said, "I'll do the talking and Zena will do the hands-on things." All the women attending had been to previous classes and they wanted to learn the new technique. Everyone was very helpful and understanding. It was the last class Katya took, and she was delighted it went so well, and that Zena coped so well. Jake Bailey's quote of the year: "None of us gets out of life alive, so be gallant, be great, be gracious, and be grateful for the opportunities you have," reminds us that death is inevitable. We wish that Katya had lived so much longer. However, we also know that within the 49 years of her earthly life, she lived a rich, meaningful, purposeful, creative, and beautiful life. She made the very best of the opportunities she had, and she also created opportunities for others. We are so grateful for her and the precious times that have been shared together. Katya was talented and gifted in many ways. She was wise, warm, and welcoming. Her presence, skill, and care blessed an abundance of people in more ways than we will ever know. She was and is held in high regard and great affection. Katya's family will now come and share tributes to her, beginning with a tribute from Derek.
Well, despite how it all turned out, I've always felt that Katya and I are extremely lucky. Really, our lives were filled with good luck rather than good planning. As you heard earlier, we met almost entirely by chance, and we found that we had very similar backgrounds, scientific fathers with supporting mothers, and the early part of our lives in the 60s and 70s was involved traveling around overseas to various universities, countries, and our youngest siblings are adopted. And we both wanted to stay and settle down in Dunedin. We were lucky with jobs, children. We were lucky we were able to buy a house. And we were lucky with our health, really, at least initially. Katya used to be fit. When you heard earlier that she'd climbed Sebastopol with me, this is not a bad climb. It's over rotten rock, frost shattered, and when you're climbing, you sort of, if you're not careful, it just kicks out and you can fall some distance. And the upper half of Sebastopol is like that. And we went up with Arthur in front pack, had a feed halfway up, and we sort of arrived at the top on, it was an absolutely perfect day. There's no wind, sunny, and the top consists of a ridge, a few meters wide, I don't know, 50 meters long, and there were some other people up there. I remember there was some very loud American woman wearing all the latest gear, who were very proud of the fact that they're congratulating themselves that they'd climbed. And I was listening to this, and I sort of stepped back so they could see that, it was Katya in shorts and t-shirt carrying Arthur. They were quite a bit quieter after that. How would you describe Katya? Well, I was I was once asked this question in court, actually. I was taken by surprise by the question. Yes, some fellow had a car which had been keyed, and I think he'd basically decided to blame it on Katya because it was his friend's car and he didn't want to own up to it. So he happened to see her walk past the car. Anyway, yes. Yes, it wasn't a very strong case, and our QC made mincemeat of him in court, and it was all thrown out. But yes, I didn't give a very good answer. I don't think. I sort of said, "Oh well, what kind of person was she?" Well, she liked needlepoint and tapestry, small furry animals, and chickens. Yes. So there's a question stayed with me, and yes, there's no question she made friends very easily. I used to think that she must have put something in the coffee, because immediately after having coffee or tea with somebody, seemed to be friends forever after that. It didn't hurt that she was very good at keeping her ego at bay. And there's something about needlepoint and probably the arts in general that makes people far less judgmental, and that is very helpful in making friends. She was somebody who liked the finer things in life. Jewelry. Locally made things, green, organic, things that take a lot of work. Yes, I used to chide her on her tendency to live for today. But seems like it was the better idea. Anyway, yes, now we're only halfway through where I thought we'd make it to. I guess we're just going to miss her forever. So.
She was an amazing mother. Maybe as close to a perfect mother as I can imagine. She was incredibly warm and loving, always generous and welcoming. And those traits meant she wasn't just a mother for me and Zena, but to many others as well. She'd make sure that anyone passing by the house had food and was comfortable. Anyone, if they were there late in the afternoon, was assumed by her to be staying for dinner. And in the evening, she'd make sure that any visitors knew that there were spare beds available for them. She believed in sharing with others without any thought of expense, and having the best food, the best wine, the best in company. I think her warmth and the way of keeping people together is something that I can still feel has left an imprint. Despite her struggles, she remained herself to the very end, caring and uncomplaining. The sad thing for us now is that we have to live without her.
Not only was Katya our precious daughter, but she was also a most loving and thoughtful daughter, a mother's dream, perfect, you might say. As her parents, we took pride in her outstanding academic achievements, her medical skills, and her intricate and beautiful beadwork and needlework. But perhaps above all, we valued and admired the great love she had for her husband Derek and their two beautiful children, Arthur and Zena. She adored them all, and they enjoyed many happy activities together. She worshipped her brother Brian, and when he and his wife Tash had twins Isaac and Orlando, barely 4 years ago, she was over the moon, knitting items for them, buying all sorts of books and toys and other treats. And as they live in Sydney, she delighted in FaceTime chats with her wee nephews, and even in her last days, when she could no longer barely speak, she still enjoyed listening to them, retelling their exciting adventures. She suffered much, but never once did I hear even a murmur of complaint. She was truly stoical, and it has been a consolation to me as a mother to witness the gentle and loving care lavished on her by Derek, especially over these past 2 years, and which underpinned her determination to fight the wretched cancer and enabled them to make the most of the time that remained for her. Her 2 children, too, assisted in this. Zena has been truly remarkable, running the kitchen and daily cooking many of Katya's favourite meals and baking special items for them to enjoy as a family and to offer visitors. And Arthur, too, has spent time with her. The many people here today are testament to the wonderful, hospitable woman she was, a vibrant, loving soul filled with compassion and a broad international perspective on life and its challenges. With acknowledgement to Mary Fry, I think she would agree when I say she will never be gone so long as we remember her in all the beautiful things in life. Rest in peace and hover close, my darling child.
I can't add to any of that. I can endorse all of it, particularly the love that came from Katya. I've said to a number of people over the last couple of years in particular. She was the best of us. It's a tragedy that we had so long in which I was saying to Katya, you are the best of us. Thank you for everything that's happened here today.
There is a saying, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And it's certain that Katya's treasure has been you, her family, and her friends, and that you've treasured her and returned that in full. We're now going to pause for a time of reflection where you can think about your relationship with Katya. This can be a time to give thanks, to acknowledge the good times, the hard times, and all those times in between. During this time, there will be a movie that has been lovingly made by Derek. Today, with love, care and respect for Katya, we've put aside our other activities and distractions and gathered here with her family and each other. We've remembered and honoured her remarkable life and paid tribute to her capable, strong, creative and caring character and her vibrant and loving soul. There is so much that she leaves for us to remember her by: her craft and artwork, words and images, her many admirable achievements, kind words, calm, warm spirit, and generous actions. We miss her physical presence amongst us, but from her life there remains a treasury beyond all earthly measure, to be inspired by, to be proud of, and to hold on to, and to carry forward. The legacy of her living and the light and warmth of her love shines on in and through your lives and the lives of all those that she's had coffee with and that she's connected with. We're now coming to the moment where we say goodbye to Katya. Please stand with me. Love doesn't end with dying or leave in the last breath. For someone you have loved deeply, love goes on forever. Katya has made the world and our lives a better place. She has loved generously and is deeply loved and cherished. She will always be a part of our lives, within our thoughts, our conversations, and carried tenderly within our hearts. We are thankful for the privilege of knowing her. Tenderly and reverently, we commit her body to nature's keeping. Katya, with enduring love and respect, we bid you farewell. Leave us this day at peace with our love surrounding you. May we each find comfort and courage in the days and weeks to come, and be enfolded with love, filled with peace and led on with hope all the days of our lives. Let us now go in quietness of spirit and continue to live with care, love, and concern for each other.
Isa-isa ulangi lasandina no mulako au nararawakina lavambeka koamai the cover no mulako au nasenga nilasa isalei nanongurarawa ikosana ono enamataka Kenada nile nonda tolasa mai suva nanu mati konga mai suva nanu mati konga Isa-isa ulangi lasandina no mulako au nararaukina Vavambeka koamai the cover no mulako au nasengani lasa Isalei na nongurarawa Ikosana ondo enamataka Romo na nomuni vanu